Dun, 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 dun. I don't have an intro song yet, so that's just what's gonna do. Welcome back, everybody, to Under the Pink Hat. I am your host, Siler, aka Tim, aka Mr. Pink Hat, aka insert joke here. Today I am with my friend and fellow content creator, GoldenDiver, and we watched Captain America 1990. Welcome, Golden. Thank you for coming. Appreciate it, my guy.
Yeah, thank you for the invite. I'm not usually like a big movie person, but I was like, for my guy Siler, I'll do it.
But yeah, we watched Captain America, the 1990 film, and let me just say, you can tell it was filmed in the 80s. 100%. Like the opening noise for the title crawl was just like the most 80 synth intro I think I've ever heard, and it speaks to the time. And you know what, this was not a good movie.
It was a movie. It was a movie, that's for sure.
It's a movie that exists, we know that.
Like, am I going to watch it again? Probably never in my life am I gonna watch this again.
I watched it as a kid, and I haven't watched it since I was a kid, and I remember liking this movie and thought it was so cool to see Captain America. And now rewatching it as an adult, I want to smack myself in the face, because what the hell was this movie? It was I have so many notes and facts and tidbits ready to go. Oh my god, I have a lot to say about this movie.
Well, I mean, it's hard to compare, this Captain America movie, because if you think about the old Superman movies are the same way, I watched a couple of the old Superman movies growing up, because my mom was a big Superman, Wonder Woman girl, right? So this definitely reminded me of the old Superman movies and the way that it's shot, but it's really hard now because we have the modern Chris Evans Captain America, we have the modern Marvel Cinematic Universe, where those movies are so expensive and highly produced with a budget that's 100 times more than the budget of this movie. So
probably even higher than that, honestly.
Oh, probably.
It's insane. I have some info about the budget and the production of this we'll get into later, but I do have the number of how much this movie cost to make.
Yeah, it's crazy going from something from the 90s and just looking forward to where the Marvel Cinematic Universe is now, and just superhero movies in general, because we have all of the technology now that the 90s didn't,
Yeah, I kind of want to go back and rewatch all of the pre-MCU kind of 80s and 90s superhero stuff I can get my hands on, just to because I like seeing from where it was to what it is now, to see the progression. I think it was really cool, but this is very dated, but I know they did the best that they could for the time and the budget that they had. There's reasons that things that happened that made it kind of downgrade from what it was going to be to what we saw today. That there is kind of things that happened, but we'll get into that. I have a whole bunch of trivia and facts and all that stuff later on. First of all, Red Skull is not even a German guy, which he usually is. He's an Italian, and you really do not see him as the actual Red Skull long. It's 2 minutes.
No. Yeah, it's really that one scene with the rocket, and that's it.
Yeah, that's really it. You see him and the prosthetics, admittedly, when I was a kid, I thought that was really creepy, and it spooked me to see the Red Skull. And seeing it now, I'm just he looks like a melted donut, on a hot day, just on a sidewalk that someone dropped. It looks so bad and rubbery. I cannot believe that I thought this was scary at one point.
How about that Red Skull rat, though?
I have a note that says cool rat. I have a note that says cool rat. Yeah, that's all it says. And I was like, dude, I would have loved to see more of that thing. Even be like an animal or something that he used as a weapon. yo, put that thing to the test, because like that thing was so cool. It was so underutilized. That looked
Yeah.
creepy though, even with like the cheap like animation that they used and like the cheap
Mhm.
build of it. I still think that held up pretty good. I
I think
did
so
like the
too.
cool rat. I would have liked to see more of that. I think that would have made this movie like a little bit cooler.
Yeah,
um
I think when I saw it at first, it reminded me of Ghostbusters. You know what I mean? Kind
oh
of like
yeah,
how they have the what is it? Gozar, right?
yeah,
Uh
like the
the dog ones. Oh,
yeah, they
sorry, I
yeah,
haven't seen
I can't remember what
Ghostbusters
I
in a
can't remember
couple of
what they're
years.
called. Yeah.
But you know what I'm talking about.
Oh
So
yeah,
it
for sure.
reminded me of that. Like when I first saw it, I was like, oh, like it's kind of creepy, but it does look pretty cool.
Yeah, I liked it. I liked it. That they can bring that back in a future movie. I'm fine with that. Bring me the Red Skull Rat. So let's talk about how Steve is also not from New York like he
I
normally is.
know.
He's from California, and he's just so radical, man. Like,
I saw that and I was like, that's got to be a crime.
yeah,
Like
there's
to
so
not
much
have
they
him from
changed
New
about him.
York.
Yeah, they changed a lot about him. And first, okay, the green slacks he's wearing in the kitchen when he's saying goodbye to his mom are horrid and disgusting. There's no excuse for it. There's just no. And first of all, he's not even small, Steve. Like he's not, like he had polio, so he has a limp. But that's it. That's the only
Sure,
thing
but
that's,
like make
different.
him scrawny, you know?
Yeah, I did see that like during the making they wanted to have one actor play pre-serum and then another actor for post-serum, but Marvel actually said no because they wanted it to be one actor. So
Which
like,
is ironic.
yeah, they learned from their mistake, but apparently,
Yeah.
like from what I could tell, based on like what everything I read about this movie, Marvel had like no say in this movie, in the production and writing and creation of this. They had like no say. It was all the studio. Since they didn't actually own the studio rights and everything for it, so they could not do anything about kind of. They had some stipulations that made it like he had to be in the red, white, and blue. That was like because they wanted to try like a different costume, because in the comics at that time he was wearing like a black costume, which was like really slick.
Okay.
And they wanted to use that because that was currently what Captain America was wearing, but they're like, no, he has to be in the red, white, and blue. Like he has to be in his classic outfit. So it's like, okay, I get it, but I don't know. Just, oh my god. And he was smoking. Steve was a smoker. What the fuck, man? Like,
Yeah, he did. He did,
bad
didn't he?
boy. Bad
Yeah.
boy. And like even like later on, like when he comes back and he's just like running and trying to get home, he's just like, you got a cigarette? Like something like bro, like bad smoking,
No, somebody
Steve.
asked him for a cigarette.
Okay.
Because that was when he was under the dock looking at the Steve and Bernie carving.
Oh, right.
That's when the guy
right.
asked him for a cigarette.
Gotcha. Yeah, okay.
But I think he did smoke in the car, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, when he was on his way to get the serum
Yeah.
and get transformed, he absolutely lit up a cigarette. And okay, so he gets to the thing. First of all, it was really similar to what they did in the first Avenger and the new Captain America, with the same hidden thing underneath a store kind of thing, and there's secret code word and everything. I like that kind of remained the same, because I think that's exactly what would happen in that time.
Yeah.
For this purpose, like for sure nailed it. But that transformation scene just left nothing to be desired. Like
No, it was bad.
It was just like, put some medicine in him and then shine some light on him, and then there we go. And it's like, I was expecting like do you remember the transformation scene from Batman and Robin, like that movie? Have you ever seen that? From the 90s?
Man, I may have, but only like once. And that was like a long time ago.
Well, anyway, there's like they're getting dressed in the costumes in that, and it's showing like the bat symbol, then putting on the gauntlets and cowl and everything. But then it just like gives a shot of them in like the rubber suit of their butts. And I was expecting something like that, because it was just showing like muscles kind of flexing just a little bit, and like super up close and just super awkward shots. I was just like, I'm about to see Captain America's sculpted ass. I know it. But it, it never happened.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure too that they used a couple of the same shots like 2 or 3 times of him convulsing in the chair. I'm pretty sure those are all the same shots, if not
for sure,
slightly different.
And I like how everything's exploding and the doctor is just standing there.
Yeah, everybody's like, it's fine. This is supposed to happen.
Yeah, like everyone's like freaking out, like things are exploding, sparks are shooting everywhere, and she's just like, "You guys are bitches," you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So we'll get to the part where the Cap gets transformed and he goes after Red Skull. First of all, right away, like they didn't train him or do anything with him. They're just like, "Hey, fucking go get Red Skull, man." And
and I feel like that was like one of the biggest downfalls of the movie. I feel like the writing for Captain America was really weak.
It was.
So I feel like it was really weak. Obviously, they just like threw him in there with no training and it's like, go get him, champ. But
and it shows he's like a really bad fighter when he goes against Red Skull. He gets his fucking ass kicked immediately. Like he did nothing to him. He just got his ass beat, and it was just like they did not teach this guy how to fight or do anything. Yeah, he just
both times, honestly.
Yeah, oh my god. And I definitely feel like he could have found a way to escape the rocket. I think I
feel like he could have too.
Yeah, I know it's like had to set him up for getting frozen and everything, but like he could have done something about it.
Yeah,
he could have escaped it. And okay, moving forward, after the kid sees him, takes the picture, that whole shebang. Why, during that montage of the papers coming in and out, which was way too long,
it was. I agree.
Did they put Tom in the paper for small things? Like I get it later on when he becomes president, he gets into politics and everything, but like he literally is just like, oh, local guy enlists in army. There's no way he was the only guy who enlisted in the army at that time. I was like, oh, Tommy is now joining the Peace Corps. Yeah, cool, but that's not newsworthy. Especially
who gives
on
a
the front page. Yeah, a guy nobody knows, just some guy, just local, and like. Once he got, became into politics, absolutely, totally fine.
Sure,
but
absolutely.
Shit. Oh my god, it's just wow, wow, wow. And the freezing scene was just awkward too, especially with him being found and everything. Like that was just super, super awkward. And now that we're in the present day of him, like all that time has passed. Tom's now president.
Mm-hmm.
By the way, Tom, kid, just for anyone listening, Tom was the kid who saw Captain America stop the rocket and set it off course, saving the day.
Which is crazy. He got a picture, by the way.
A super zoomed in
a super zoomed in picture.
Like perfect picture with like a shitty camera back then.
And the lens on that camera was not very big. So it's like a 10-25, if anything.
Yeah, like come on. Bad writing. Where's that gonna go? Red Skull in the current time, I wish he was wearing this fucking cheap rubber, because I feel like his sculpted face trying to get back to normal is even worse than than just having him as Red Skull in the red, because he just looks so awkward. And him having hair really threw me off. Like it just it looked just funky, man. It didn't sit well with me, Golden. All right, it did not stick with me.
You want to know what also didn't stick with me? In this, I could be totally off base with this. His accent seems to fluctuate.
It goes between like German and Italian. Like,
German, Italian, and maybe like more of an Eastern European / Russian kind of thing. You know what I mean? Like his accent fluctuated so much during the movie. I was like, what
it's very
is this?
Inconsistent. Like, it's very, very inconsistent. So he gets found, and then he gets frozen, and and all this stuff. He breaks out of the ice and just takes off and all that shit. And what did he say? Oh, I can't remember what the guy said. It was something funny, like very old timey, like whatever. Not important. Moving on.
I don't remember.
So, the journalist is searching for Cap because he knows that he was unfrozen because the guy took a picture and it's in the paper. So he's out there in Canada. Amen. And it's fucking the first guy who helps him and gives him a ride and is trying to get him out of the wilderness. He fucking steals his car, man. Like,
I know, that was crazy. But also, like, sure, the journalist is best friends with the president, right? But the president should not have told the journalist about it because that would be top secret information. And, he's breaking the confidentiality of the top secret.
Impeach him.
Yeah, exactly.
Impeach him. And like I get, he doesn't believe that much time has passed. That he's in the 80s and or whatever. And was it the 70s? I don't remember. And then he steals his fucking car, leaves him fucking stranded. Like, what the hell, man?
Yeah.
What the hell? That's just a dick move, even for Cap. That's a dick move. I did.
Well,
oh, sorry. Go ahead.
He was also internally freaking out too because like the truck was a Volkswagen with stuff that was made in Japan, and he doesn't know that the war's over, right?
That's true, and he also saw like German writing on the scripture, like some parts came from Germany and everything. So like I understand where he's coming from, but what a dick. Just what a dick. I do like the idea, I kind of fuck with it, that Red Skull has like kind of been behind the scenes shaping history as time went on.
I liked that too.
I thought that was really cool, especially because like nobody knows who he is or that he exists. Like he's not, if you're not like a gangster or somebody in power, you don't know that he's even out there. I do like that. I thought that was a really cool idea rather than him getting defeated like the newer Captain America. But yeah, just his look, just ugh.
Yeah, it was bad. It was pretty bad.
It was bad.
Like you said, I wish he would have just stayed like Red Skull face. I think it would have been better. But
yeah, like watching Hugo Weaving and going to this actor, just the difference is just insane. It's just
I think the issue was probably budget. I think it was a budget issue for the makeup, so it was easier to do like the reconstructed face, instead of trying to do Red Skull for however many days they needed him for production.
Yeah, they said like what I read was it took 6 hours to put on the Red Skull makeup.
Yeah.
Like for that though, I feel like you could have just like threw some latex in there, like some glue, and then just slapped a mask on him and it would have been the same thing. Like,
yeah, you're probably right.
Okay, so he's heading back, and first of all, it's this movie, the pacing and just editing is super bad because it's kind of like popping from place to place. Like he goes back home, sees his old girlfriend, meets her daughter and everything, and the only purpose they really serve is to get fucking murdered, and then him and Sharon take off. Like,
how about Sharon though?
What's that?
I said, how about Sharon though?
Just knowing she's based off Sharon Carter. And seeing she could have just not been there.
Yeah, really the only help that she like had was the ability to speak Italian, and that's it.
Yeah, I think they just like had to have like a female lead with them. Like, I think it's just like we need to have a chick. But why? She doesn't really add anything to the plot.
Somewhat love interest, but not love interest question mark.
That doesn't even pay off or have anything happen. Like it just kind of is there, but they
head on chest is the end is the only reward you get.
Yeah, it's insane. And then so they're back and they go back to find the diary to find out who Red Skull really is, because they're trying to find out his real name so that they can go find him and fucking kick his ass and stop him. but all I wrote down for the scene when they go back to the lab is just his yell when he jumps. Like, he grabs the chain and he just kicks a guy, and he just gives out this really fucking cheesy yell, and I'm just like, I wrote down, what even is this movie, bro? Like, it was so, like,
the pacing was so slow.
It was like an 80s action TV show, like the ha kind of thing, and it was just wacky as fuck.
You said it really. The writing was so bad. I got to the end of the movie, and I was like, "That's it." Like, I couldn't really tell like what the climax was. Like, what's the twist in the movie? Like, I don't even think there was a twist in the movie, to be honest.
No, it's just like, okay. Well, we'll get to the very end.
Okay, I'll save my thought until the end.
Yeah, like we're approaching the end. Like right now, president's been kidnapped. They're on the island. Where is it? Italy, off the shore. Who gives a fuck? And they have the president. They want to put a chip in his head to mind control him, and then they have control of the president rather than take him out, and blah 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 blah. Typical bad guy stuff. And they're like, oh, we need 20 minutes so he's prepped and ready for it. They just left him alone in that cell. Yeah. He just like escaped really easy. He wasn't quiet either. That thing he kicked that open, and then he just left. Mm-hmm. He just walked out. Like, you would think like they would have somebody keep an eye on him for 20 minutes so they could finish their plan and win. No, just I'm gonna go have a coffee break, go have a cigarette somewhere, just take a little hike. I'm not gonna watch the president, who's our entire plan revolves around him.
Yeah,
it's just insane. But Tom gets cornered and by Red Skull again, and he's just like, you need me alive for your plan, right? And he's just like, of course. Kudos to Tom for jumping off that building to stop him. He's just like, no, your plan to take over revolves around me. Not if I'm fucking dead, bud. And he just jumped. Like, good for him for willing to like to make that sacrifice for like the good. Tom's a hero. He's the real hero of this movie, because I feel like Captain America doesn't do a goddamn thing. Like,
no, he really doesn't.
He doesn't do a goddamn thing. He like runs around doing nothing, just searching for the most, like 90% of this movie, and then he gets to the end, and first of all, he could just fight now. Like, he's just good at fighting. He's beating up all the bad guys and we didn't even touch on the shield or the outfit yet. That rubbery wobbly shield does not look good. I get like why, for production purposes. Like, they said they had some metal ones for some close-up shots, but just like whenever he throws it, you can just see that thing is just, you could bend that in half with no effort.
Dude, he couldn't fucking throw it to begin with. Like, he missed almost every single throw.
Yeah, it's just, oh my god. Like, the shield was not they tried to utilize it, but it did not pan out. It was not a good use of a shield. And the outfit, I understand why they made the outfit look like that. But hold on, I even have some facts about this thing. So they had to make it cheap and non-metallic because A, it was low budget, and B, obviously they couldn't just fucking hurl a metal one and kill somebody.
Right.
Where is it? Oh, Also, the ears that are protruding out of that suit, not even his real ears.
I know. I noticed that like toward the end. I was like, what the hell?
Yeah, they like had his ears actually out, but it like looked even weirder. So they're just like, let's just use fake ones. I was like, why? Like, just not have ears, bro. Like, figure something else out, because like the rubbery looking ears is just insane. It's crazy that this you know what? I'm getting ahead of myself. That's spoilers. That's trivia time that I was about to go into. So we'll get into that. yeah, he just like beats everyone up. He throws the shields, and that fight for it started off okay, to be honest. Like they were, going at it nice and hard, throwing punches, kicks. Cap is jumping around and bouncing around like an acrobat, like clearly stunt double, but you know, they did something. They did something, and all of a sudden they stop fighting, and then it just turns into 10 minutes of him with like a remote and Cap just really doing nothing about it to blow things up. Like he could have done a million other things, but instead like he just gets shot and then nothing. And then he just fucking he just kills Red Skull. It just kind of felt like very flat when they actually killed him. And I started fucking laughing when it was a very obvious like stuffed mannequin or something that they just like put in clothes and threw it off a cliff. Just watching it just like spin like that and how it moved was just so funny. I was dying laughing. And then he just decapitates the daughter, heads up, throws it at her, and then I'm assuming he decapitated her, because you don't see her anymore, and then she's beaten.
Right.
Yeah, he absolutely just fucking chopped her head off with the shield, and that's fucking insane. That's insane. And then it just ends. Then the movie just ends. Like
it was an empty ending.
Nothing happened. He stopped them, and then it's just freeze frame on Captain America, and then that's it. That's the movie. I was like, what?
There was no payoff at the end.
This movie just led to nothing. It was nothing leading up to nothing. I was like, oh, maybe we'll get a good ending, something explosive, something cool happens. No, what this movie was just wow. Just wow, man. On a budget of $3 million, it actually was like a huge failure, because while it was originally supposed to be a big theatrical production, the film, the production company Canon Films went bankrupt during the production. And there was like rights issues and financial problems, which is like what caused major delays and cuts to things that had happened in this movie. Because like it was originally actually supposed to be filmed in the places it was supposed to be, but they ended up having to cut that. Like a lot of it was filmed in Yugoslavia instead of like Russia and stuff like that. Like they had to make changes like that. So it's like, that's why it kind of feels in and out. It's because they lost all their fucking money. So this movie never ended up going into theaters. It did have a small theatrical run overseas, but it was a straight to video and TV kind of movie, and it didn't come out for like a couple years after it was supposed to. So that's kind of why you can tell it was low budget, and maybe why you've never seen it or anything like that, because it was just considered a colossal failure. But a lot of people look at it now and revisit it for it's so bad it's good charm, and I'm quoting something here. It's so bad it's good charm, and as an early attempt at Marvel films. I don't think it's in the category of so bad it's good. It's just bad.
It is bad. It did grow on me a little bit when I was watching it, but not, like I said earlier, like not enough to go rewatch it again.
I don't think Matt Salinger, who plays Captain America, was a bad choice. I think he actually has like the look of Captain America, and I think he did the best with the script and everything that he had. I don't think any of this was his fault. I think if like it was a big production and everything, and there was a better script, I actually think he would have been a really good Captain America.
I have a take. I don't think it's a hot take, but I have a take.
All right, hot take. Let's go. Well, lukewarm take. Lukewarm.
I think it is a lukewarm take. It's more of a lukewarm take than a hot take. If you remove let's remove the Marvel elements from the movie. Okay. It is a generic with potential to be good spy movie,
Yeah, I think if they
right?
would have just tailored this script to not be Captain America, it not
I
try
think
to
it
make
could be
it.
a good spy movie.
Yeah, try not to force it to be a superhero movie and like rewrite it a little bit, give more dialogue rather
Yeah,
than superhero shit. I completely agree with you. I think this
I
could have
think
been like a cool like classic spy movie if they just made
yeah.
some tweaks to it, but they wanted to the reason why this was rushed out and why this was made is the year before filming, the original Batman with Michael Keaton in 1989 had come out. So they
Oh,
wanted to capitalize on superhero movies starting to make a
right.
revival because that movie was so big. So I would not be surprised if this movie was written for something else and they just threw Captain America into it. Like that would not surprise me in the slightest
Hmm.
because I think maybe you're onto something that it was a spy movie, but they just like reworked it because like Batman came out in 1989, so they filmed it in like 1988. Go me, that was the year I was born. And then it came out in 1989, so they would have known it was coming out. So I'm thinking that, and since it filmed in 1989 and into 1990, like they had to have rushed it, and so
Probably.
I think you're definitely onto something. I think they
Yeah, I
just
think
tailored it.
like if you take the plot, what you would have to do to make it like a spy movie, you would take the plot, obviously remove the Marvel elements from it.
Throw it out.
Yeah, just throw it out. You need some better writing and character development, and you need a better slash bigger climax, a good twist toward the end, and then a big payoff.
Yeah, there
And
was
then
the
like a
seeds.
good a good like close with the main character and the female lead, if that's the way that they want it to go.
I think just cut out like completely from having a romance. It didn't add. I
Yeah.
think is like so
No, but
sometimes
you could make her, like, you could rewrite it where she's more useful instead of like just speaking Italian. You know what I mean?
yeah, no, absolutely. I think keep the female lead but get the romance part of it.
Okay.
I don't think you really need a romance, especially in something dealing with Red Skull. I think that should be put on the back burner.
Well, I'm just saying, like,
Yeah.
because Red Skull would be like one of the Marvel elements that would be removed, right? So let's just say he's a generic bad guy. Same plan, but just generic bad guy. You know what
He
I
was
mean?
barely Red Skull, so like
Yeah,
he's a
yeah.
generic bad
He's
guy.
still a generic bad guy with a shoddy accent.
Yeah, yeah. No, yeah, no, make her like even she was, she was a spy who tracked him down to help him, and they go
Right.
after they go after the villain together. Boom,
Mhm.
on board. I'm in. She can shoot, she can fight, and I'm in. Like that sounds good with me. Um, all right, hold on. Let me pull up my notes. All right, now it's time for everybody's favorite part. I pulled some facts off IMDb that I don't know if they are true, but we're going to just say them anyway. The original mask had holes that allowed Matt Salinger's ears to poke through, but it like caused uncomfortable chafing was
I
the
can see
reason.
that. I
And
can
so
see
that's
that.
why they used the plastic ears. And what's this surprised me. That costume was actually made by the same costume shop that made the Batman 1989 and 1992 bat suits.
Oh,
So
that's cool.
like yeah, they made those sweet bat suits, and then this Captain America one came out. I think like bigger budget, they would have made a fucking sick Captain
Mhm.
America costume. I wish
Yeah,
we
I
could have
agree.
seen that. But the costume was made of heavy rubber. It was heavily padded and didn't breathe. And I guess like temperatures in Yugoslavia when they were filming, because they filmed it in summer, got as
Right.
high as 105 degrees Fahrenheit. Um,
I
so
mean, if you watch the movie, he didn't have the suit on for very long.
yeah, that's what I
You
think. That's
know?
why is
I
because it was
think that's
so
why,
fucking
too.
hot. Yeah,
Yeah.
he said even the parts that he did wear the suit, he lost 25 pounds filming this movie just from the heat and sweating.
I believe it.
Yeah, so which is crazy. They also had someone else in mind and sent out an offer to another actor. But Arnold was considered, but was denied because of his accent. They wanted Dolph Lundgren, but he was actually filming The Punisher at that time. I don't know if you've ever seen that, but that's a wild ride. I'm probably going to cover that in the future. But yeah, he was filming The Punisher at the time, so that was like a no. They also sent it to Val Kilmer, and they sent out an offer to him, but he declined it because he wanted to do the Doors movie, which I don't know if you've ever seen the Doors movie, but Val Kilmer playing Jim Morrison is one of like the most iconic acting roles that like has ever existed. And if he would have taken this, he wouldn't have been able to do that. So that fucking worked out perfect. I definitely recommend going to watch The Doors, especially if you know who the band is. Fucking fantastic movie. And Val Kilmer, there's a reason, like, even to this day, he's kind of remembered for this role. It was legendary. Absolutely go watch it.
Oh, yeah.
About 27 minutes in, they name drop a couple of other Marvel heroes, but they don't say if they actually are real or if they are in comics, because they mentioned Namor, and they also mentioned the Human Torch. That was for Tom and his friend Sam when they were kids, and I was like, okay, that's pretty fucking cool.
I didn't catch Namor. I caught the Human Torch though. I was like, right.
Yeah, they mentioned Namor, and which that's a really cool like throw in, because I feel like at that time like he wasn't even like a big character, I don't think.
Yeah.
So that was a pretty cool like nod that they gave to him. But they never elaborate as if they're real or if they're comic books.
I think that's a good point. But I feel like if it was mentioned in the context of the rocket, I feel like it has to be real, right?
Yeah, that's what I mean. Like there might just be like, I feel like this may have been the start of what they wanted to kind of make what the MCU is now, because like I said, they were filming The Punisher at the same time, and I believe there is some more Marvel movies that came out around this time. So I think maybe they were trying to set up a movie universe. It started with this, but because it was such a failure, it didn't take off yet.
Right.
I kind of would have fucked with a 90s shared universe. I think it would have been really cool. Although, again, the Punisher movie is something else. I'll say that it is. Okay. It's a trip. I talked myself into it. I'm gonna do an episode on that. But
hell yeah,
yeah,
nice.
But I think that would have been cool to see like a pre-MCU. Also, one little fact I didn't put in. They did film a cameo with Stan Lee for this movie, but it got cut.
Oh.
Yeah.
Interesting.
He was like in a scene with when they were all at the table when you first see Red Skull in the modern day. Apparently he was supposed to be one of the like goons kind of gangster guys. He was supposed to make a cameo as one of them, but they cut it. And the footage actually got lost and erased, so it's never like hasn't been seen. Yeah, so that cameo is gone. Like it's never been published or found or anything like that. So that would have been really funny to see, especially like a younger Stan Lee. I think it would have been really cool. But you know, even back then, he was making cameos in Marvel movies. So I fucking love that. I love that.
Yeah, that's pretty sweet.
It continued up until he died. Like that's just fucking awesome because. Stan Lee, what a fucking legend.
What a guy.
Yeah, what a fucking guy. But yeah, that brings us to the end of Captain America 1990. Thanks, Golden, for coming and hanging out with me. It was really good to catch up and watch this really fucking cringy movie, but
it was pretty bad.
Yeah,
it was pretty bad.
It was an interesting way to spend my afternoon today. That is for sure.
Yeah, I hear it. Like I was telling you before we started, I watched it in the morning, so it was the first thing I watched this morning was this movie, and I watched it on in a YouTube video. I found it on YouTube, and the guy had it in like a TV, like a retro TV, and I think he even put in like the video effects for like the VCR and stuff. I to
Oh.
kind of I think skirt the copyright.
Oh
But
yeah, yeah.
yeah,
To fight the bot. Yeah. All right,
uh-huh.
I'm gonna post a clip of that. Fuck the copyright. I don't make money anyway. Fuck it, dude. This is
Yeah,
what he
so
watched it on.
yeah, I think you know, it was a unique experience to
Editor,
watch the
aka
movie
me,
that
put
way.
that in. Put that in right now.
Yeah, it was a unique experience to watch it that way.
That's
So
fucking funny though. That's really
it
funny.
was pretty funny.
Yeah, but yeah, thank you for hanging out. Thanks to everybody for listening. Make sure you go check out Golden on. Do you do YouTube or do you just do Twitch?
I do YouTube. My YouTube has been mostly Zelda stuff because I kind of do like everything else on Twitch and it's just kind of all over the place. I'm doing RP again right now. And I don't know if I want to put that on YouTube or not because that kind of gets rid of like this Zelda niche for right now. So
Okay, gotcha.
I'm thinking about it. We'll see, but yeah, I've been doing a lot of GTA RP and stuff like that.
All right, fair enough. Yeah, make sure you go check out GoldenDiver on Twitch, and if you're into the other stuff, go ahead over to YouTube. I'll put links to both of those in the description so you can go and support them as well. But thank you for listening to Under the Pink Hat, and I will see you all in the next one.